Hi everyone, welcome back to Sheepers Podcast. Today's guest is dang Nzondi. No, I knew I was gonna get it wrong.
Nzondi.
Nzondi. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast today.
I am so glad to be here. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. I saw a lot of buzz that She Blurbs. She Blurbs brings a lot of buzz to a lot of the people you interview, and I'm very, very proud and happy and honored to be here. So thank you.
Me too. Me too. I'm a huge fan. so can you tell us about how so now I'm nervous about your upcoming show Bel Air.
Oh, yeah. So okay. So a lot of people say, hey, let me see. How I'm gonna. Okay. So first of all, I'm on a show called Bel Air. And when I say I'm on a show, I'm not an actor. I'm not an actor. I'm not an actor. I'm a stand-in actor, which means I stand in and do the rehearsals and the setups for them, for the actor to come in and for them to shoot it without flaw. So I'm a stand-in actor, kind of like a stuntman. So about 3 weeks ago, I got a call
Mhm.
from a person who works on the show as an assistant director.
Mhm.
And they said, and I had just gotten into town from New York. I had just gotten into town from New York on the 10th, and I got a call, and they said, "Hey, I have a show starting Monday. Would you like to be on it?" And I was already committed to another show, which I can't even talk about. All I can say is a Star Wars show. So I was already
Ooh,
committed to another show, and so it was kind of like I wasn't sure, but this when they told me you're going to be standing in for Will Smith, I immediately said yes, yes, yes. And so it's not Will Smith, the Will Smith, the actual, the guy, but it's he's playing Will Smith, the character in the Prince of Bel-Air. A
Mhm,
very, very talented young man by the name of Jabari. I think his last
mhm,
name's Banks, Jabari Banks. And
mhm.
he's just phenomenal. And so I stand in for him. He's playing the character Will Smith. And what they did with this show, which is incredible, shout out to Morgan. Morgan's the director and the creator of the show, is they reimagined it. I'll probably use that word again. They reimagined it from a comedy to a drama.
Oh,
So it is just, we shot the first episode. We finished the first episode the Friday before last. It is really phenomenal.
ooh,
And I mean, there's some comedy elements in it, of course,
mhm,
but it's a drama. So it is hitting hard. It's kind of, I feel like it's what Will Smith would have done now if he was to
mhm.
do the show now. I feel like it's kind of that kind of show. And
Wow.
so I'm just great.
When is it supposed to be coming out?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We finished shooting in February, and I keep covering the mic because it's windy out here. We finished shooting in February, and I would think sometime around next fall or something like that. I know that it was picked up by Peacock for 2 seasons.
Nice.
So I'm not really sure when it's going to come out. Probably next fall is my guess.
Nice. Nice. So
Yeah,
will you get
yeah.
to meet Will Smith or anything? Like will he come to the set or anything?
I'm sure as an executive producer, he and Quincy Jones are executive producers. I'm sure that at some point they
Mhm,
will come. I haven't seen them yet, but I'm sure they will come at some point. I watched after I started the show. I kind of watched a few videos, and I found
mhm,
out that the director and the creator Morgan.
mhm.
Sorry, Morgan, I forget your last name. So you can just call me Morgan every day. He actually shot a trailer right before he even shot the whole movie. He has all the footage for a whole film, but he just shot the trailer like a sizzler reel. And on that, just on that, the nature of that trailer, that's what got the show picked up. Will Smith saw it, loved it, fell in love with it, and got the show picked up for 2 seasons just on the trailer. So, I'm just really happy to be a part of the production.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing. That's really
yeah,
amazing. I'm excited to watch.
it's going to be good. I'm telling you, and they're hitting some really cool issues. I'm not going to talk about
Ooh,
any of that. You know how that is, but
oh yeah.
it
Oh
is it's hitting the ground running. As soon as it's going to be really good.
man. So
Yeah,
why did you reimagine Sylvia Slasher? Like, can you talk about that? Like
yeah. So it was my first novel, and I did a lot of work to get that novel done. I put a lot of work in it, but
Mhm.
I guess with any writer or any creator, you go back and look at something and you realize all the mistakes that you made. So even though I got a lot of great reviews and a lot of positive feedback, and it was my first novel with about a character, a young Hawaiian character, a young Hawaiian girl who was a necromancer, meaning she can raise the dead, and she was a martial artist. I made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. Uh, for it being a young adult audience,
Mhm.
one of the first things I never thought of. I just thought of the name Silver Slash would be like a cool name, but I never
Mhm.
thought that a mother or a father probably wouldn't want to buy a book with the name Slasher in the title for their
Mhm.
teenager. You know. So I did a lot of, I took that same character and I thought, kind of like how they did with Bel-Air in a way. I thought, what would happen if I made the character a little bit more serious and had a different, insight in the background and upbringing. And so I reimagined that character, that cute little blue-eyed or silver-eyed Hawaiian girl, to a tough girl from Brownsville, Brooklyn. And it worked. It really worked, and I'm getting incredible reviews. People are saying it's the best book they've read this whole year. It's like number one on people's book lists, and so I'm just very, very excited. And now, we'll see what happens. It came out on the 10th, and so
Mhm.
we'll see what happens. Go get it. It's called Lipstick, the reimagined version of Silver Slasher, where I took that character and just created a different story and made it a better character. The new book is called Lipstick Asylum. Lipstick Asylum, and it came out on the 10th
Mhm.
from Omnium Gathering Publishing, Omnium Gathering Media.
Okay, can we get that on
Yeah,
your website? I was looking for it on your website because I'm on there right now, and I did
don't
not
go to
find
my
it.
website. I haven't
Huh?
been on that website. I'm so bad. I'm bad. I haven't been on that website in so long. I haven't even done anything new to that website, but because I'm only on Instagram. I'm
Mhm.
always on Facebook. I have a
Mhm.
Twitter account at Nzondi3, and I just started my TikTok account. TikTok, trying to do the dances. You know, and terrible at the dances. So I just started that. But so yeah, you can go right straight to Amazon. You go right straight to Amazon, or you can go to Omnium Gathering Media, the my publisher's website, and pick the book up from there. Or just
Oh,
Google it. You just Google my name.
okay.
Man, I'm one of those blessed authors. You Google my name's all over the
Yeah,
internet.
it is.
Yeah. You saw it? You know it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's everywhere. I'm like, wow. Because I
People
was
put
like,
down quotes.
I saw you on How to Get Away with Murder. I'm like, oh, okay, I know him.
Oh man, I worked 6 years on that show. It was like family. Oh, miss it. Working with Viola Davis is like, I don't know, being amongst the gods and goddesses of drama. I mean, she's incredible and a very nice person, and just it's just amazing to work with her. And there's so many
Wow.
actors that we worked. Everyone on the show was really friendly. Alfie Enoch, who I went to visit him in London a couple of years ago, he's on a show now called Foundation. He's one of the nicest guys that you could ever meet, and an amazing actor and Elizabethan or Shakespearean actor. He's a great guy. So everyone on the show was incredible. But
Mhm.
yeah, we're here to talk about the books, right? Oh, my bad.
No, we can talk about the show. That was one of my favorite shows. It's one of my top five shows. Like, I love that show.
Okay, so you know who played her mother, right?
Oh, Cicely.
Sis.
Cicely.
Yes.
Am I
All right.
pronouncing her
So
name right?
yeah, Cicely Tyson. So first of all, Cicely Tyson was one of my father's favorite actors. Rest in peace, Dad. And so Dad and Cicely Tyson have a connection through her ex-husband, Miles Davis. So Miles Davis, everyone knows Miles Davis, the trumpeter, the iconic trumpeter. He wrote a really incredible song called "So What." It goes, "My Davis walked off the stage, so what?" So my dad actually wrote the lyrics to that and gave it to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Helicopter.
I can hear you.
when we're in film, we're like hold for the helicopter, and they hold, and it goes by, and we start shooting again. So my dad wrote the lyrics to that. Eddie Jefferson sung it, and because of that, the directors and the assistant directors introduced me to Cicely like the first day she was on the show, and her and I just hit it off. And she's just an amazing, just oh my God. The first time she did her scene, it was one of those. If you saw the show, remember the scene
Mhm.
where she was like combing Viola's, Annalise's hair, combing that
Yes.
hair. Oh man, on that scene, when they did that scene, the entire set was quiet. You could hear a pin drop. I've never heard it like that. There's usually some of the grips are hardcore grips are talking or doing something. You could hear a pin drop. And after she did that scene, first of all, I was on my way to Sunset Gower where we shot it, and I heard I was listening to the radio and I heard him say, "Hey, we just heard that Cicely Tyson is going to play the mother, of Annalise Keaton's mother on How to Get Away with Murder." I'm like, "Oh man, that's cool." That was on my way. When I got to set, it was eerily quiet. I'm like, "Why is it so quiet?" And I kind of crept in, and I saw her sitting there. I'm like, "Oh my God, she's here today!" And when she's on set, she doesn't let anyone call her Cicely Tyson. Whatever her character is, that's what you call her. I forget what her character's name was on the show, but say it was Miss Ruby. You know, that's what we would call her, Miss Ruby. Whatever her character's name. Everyone addressed Cicely Tyson as her character's name on set, and
Wow.
she was just on point. She would do her scenes. You know, a lot of times you see when you're on set, you see the actor they kind of flub their lines and they got to shoot it again and again and again. Not
Mhm.
Cicely Tyson. She was always on point, always hit her lines, always delivered phenomenally. Um, and we saw her there for like a couple of birthdays. You know, I think her 94th and 95th birthday or 89th and 90th birthday. I forget how old she was.
Wow.
But, you know, rest in peace to Cicely Tyson.
Yeah.
And it was just an amazing show. 6 years, like I said, I was on the show for 6 years. It was just amazing. A
Mhm.
family. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's amazing show. So, anything else you want to discuss? More books? Anything?
You know, I just, I've hit a lot of firsts, and
Mhm.
so one of the first one. Okay, so like when I first started writing, I just wanted to publish, my book to get published. So
Mhm.
one of the first I did with that was I sent it in. So normally, if you're a writer and you submit something, you might not hear back from 6 weeks, maybe even months, and then at that, you might not hear back from the publisher. I submitted and I heard back from that publisher in 15 minutes. And they
What?
asked for they asked for my entire manuscript. I sent
Oh,
my entire manuscript in, and 3 days later, they offered me a contract. And on the email, they said, "We have never offered anyone a contract this fast." So
wow.
that let me know out of all the things that I've tried to do in my life, from writing poetry to singing rock songs, to, to, all the things I've tried to do in life, to acting. I've tried my thing in acting. The writing was the thing that I really had a little bit of magic, a little pixie dust with. And that was finally when I decided to really work and hone my craft and polish my craft and study, 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 take classes, take workshops. I did a lot of volunteering. I met a lot of authors. I talked to a lot of authors. I got in their ear. I did the whole thing, for 6, 7 years until I finally learned how to write a novel and get it published. So that was the Confessions of Silver Slasher. And then my second novel, really my second novel that I wrote under my name Nzondi, which was the first novel under Nzondi, another first, I won the Bram Stoker Award. So I was like, what? It was, and for those people who, you know, I get a little kind of jealous of the music career, the film industry, and the recording industry because people know, music just touches your heart, your soul, and you might not even know the language, and it touches your soul. And the same thing for acting. People know actors, they could be in one movie, and people will know them all over the world. But authors, I can name some of the top science fiction authors of all time, and some people will be like, "Who? What? Robert Sawyer? Who is that?" I'm like, "Robert Sawyer, flash forward, Larry Niven, Isaac Asimov." They're like, "Who?" but I name a movie that's the books were written off, and they know it. So for all of those who don't know what a Bram Stoker Award is, it's given by the Horror Writers Association, which is the most prestigious writing association for horror writers, the most
Mhm.
prestigious in the world, not just in the States. And so the award is voted by a lot of the literary luminaries of the
Mhm.
world. And so if you are a singer and you get a Grammy, or if you're you're in a play, you're in theater and you get a Tony, or
Mhm.
you know, daytime TV and you get a or nighttime TV and you get an Emmy,
Mhm.
or you get an Academy Award.
Mhm.
That's what a Bram Stoker Award is equivalent to as far as the prestige. And so to win that was the most incredible honor that I could
Mhm.
ever, just it was just incredible for me. On my
Yeah.
first book under under Nzondi,
Yeah.
So
Congratulations. Like
yeah,
that
thank you.
is that is.
Yeah,
And
and
Bram Stoker, I got to interview one of his descendants. I got to interview her.
what?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
It was good. She was nice. Like she didn't want to talk about him much, but she wanted to talk about her stuff first. But yeah, she was excited to be related to him.
Yeah.
But she didn't really talk much about him.
You were trying to get some. You were trying to get. Like you were trying to. What do they call it? You're trying to get the tea. What do they call
Yeah.
it? Get the tea. Trying to get the gossip on Bram Stoker. Like, tell me about your aunt. Yeah, that's funny.
But I want to thank you so much for coming on my podcast today and chatting with me.
Oh, anytime, anytime. I'm always so nervous, but you made me feel really relaxing at home. And I'm out here in Pasadena. Behind me are just mountains, and I'm just, I'm getting ready to go do a 6 mile run in about. As soon as I get off here, I'm gonna go do my 6 mile run.
Have
And
fun.
yeah, and I'm just happy to be here. So thank you.
You have a great day.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone. I want to thank you all so much for listening to my interview with Nzondi. I'm pronouncing it so wrong. So if you want to purchase his books, like he said during the interview, you would have to go to Amazon or just Google it. Right now on his website that I've linked, it is not on there. But like I said, you can either Amazon it or Google it. And I hope y'all enjoyed this interview, and I hope y'all enjoy all my interviews. And I want to thank you all so much for listening to my interviews. If you would like to be a guest, please feel free to email me at sheblurbs. No, it's sheblurb at hotmail.com. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Make great choices.